remember all of this started from the top, y'all. It came from a young man named Eric Wright, known as Easy E. Young man, under 30, under 25, making at least $10 million per month through a company he founded with drug money. These top of the lines, they were mad. And you got to also remember, in Los Angeles at that time, we had 3 tragedies that had happened almost simultaneously back to back. First, we had the Rodney King beating that the white officers got off. Then turned around the trial of the century at that time they called O.J. Simpson trial, which O.J. got off for a lot of people speculate that he was the real murderer. But Los Angeles was pissed about that. So then here comes this so-called East Coast, West Coast rap stuff, and they linked to 2 departments that's linked to the LPD that is potentially and is considered fraud and corrupt. So now, who they mad at? They not mad at the executives, they mad at the actual artists. So why would anyone think that if anybody that was planted in death row wasn't going to be an informant, if they was acting like a cop or acting like a security guard off duty or not? That is still grounds for them as law enforcement to still report any kind of misconduct. So if I'm sitting in there and I'm a crooked cop myself, of course I'm going to let y'all take the rap on the bullshit that I'm doing that's in the department that I'm not letting nobody know. So I'll tag it on y'all because y'all already got a reputation that y'all is over here doing drug money and got all of this stuff in here. Now this is where I'm wondering all of this coming in at. Now, half of these cops that was linked to them, guess what, y'all? They were also in robbing banks, setting people up.
What?
All kind of stuff. And since we're talking about setting up, let's talk about one of the main officers or persons that were trying to prosecute the case. Hey, y'all, this Caden character was the watchdog for LAPD for that lawsuit that Biggie Small's mama had against them, y'all. Don't forget that. Let's talk about Caden. Caden was the one that tried to say that Poochie was the one that murdered Biggie Smalls, which is Christopher Wallace. Now, how did he come up with that idea? Because he had informants that was where? Inside the camp. Inside what camp? Inside of death row. He only came into play when he was trying to figure out who they can blame this murder on or blame this situation on to get them out of this whole lawsuit that was going on, to prove that these other cops that were crooked didn't have nothing to do with the lawsuit and the death of her son. But I plead the difference. First off, that's how Poochie come into play. Because Poochie was blamed by Caden as being the trigger man that killed Biggie Smalls. But I've never really seen no evidence to really just prove that outside of he said that he confessed that. But how will we ever know that now? Because don't forget, Poochie is dead too. The proof is in the pudding, y'all. Y'all got to remember what happened in ATL. Suge was also mad about the fact that Puff Daddy, Dick Sucking Combs, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever, was potentially, not him, but his count was potentially behind Suge right-hand man getting murdered at the club, y'all. So you got to go back to think about that this was never about no East Coast, West Coast. They made that shit into this to make it a publicity for the feds and the cops and stuff to get intertwined so that they could say that people was doing corruption and RICO shit. And y'all got to look at the bigger picture on what I'm saying. This beef with Suge and Puff was deep because it was coming involved like you touching, okay, we talking a little shit on the records, but y'all offing my people, y'all going underhand and making sure I ain't getting no money. So he mad that first he lost the money first that Suge was trying to get, and Puff went and got it when he first started Bad Boy. Then he was mad about the fact that his name was getting salt thrown on him from the beginning, going all the way back to Eazy-E with Heller when he put his name out here bad in the street in the music industry. Then we go into the fact that they looking at him because of the fact that y'all then probably potentially funded this stuff
What?
and got Tupac out of jail with dope money. Now he looking at all of this and he thinking to himself, who the hell sending all of this shit at me? Of course, Suge knew it was Puff, but he ain't had no proof. Y'all gotta remember he was already upset talking about Suge Knight, Marion Knight, y'all. He was already upset going all the way back to the early to the late 80s, going back to NWA. First off, Heller had put salt on his name from the beginning because Eazy-E did not trust or like him. So when it came time for him to get the money he needed to basically start up Death Row, guess who went up under him? Motherfucking Puff Daddy, Dick Sucker, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever he want to be called. Okay? Now, we got that, then went up under him. Then he got over here. He basically bullied Dre out the damn record label. Dre left. He ain't got no distributor. Now, he bring in this old dope dealing ass motherfucker that he then got associated with through people in his camp. And now he got this money. It's questionable, but priority and none of them is touching him. Now he got to figure out how he gonna get a main distributor and things like that. Okay, he know Tupac got some pull. Now he got Tupac. Now he got to get this money to get Tupac out. Now he up under that. He done did that. Now Dr. Dre done left. So he like, damn, so how he got back at Dr. Dre was, instead of beefing with Dr. Dre, he just fucked Dr. Dre girl, one of Dr. Dre girls, which was Miss Chalet. So now you beefing with Dre low key, but nobody don't really just paying no attention to that. So now you mad again because Hot told you, I'm out of here after these 3 records. And he like, what? I just got back on grind good. I just got back good. And then on top of that, you had Snoop Dogg lead the label too. Because y'all got to remember, Snoop Dogg went over there with Mr. Nah. Don't forget he was signed over there with Master P for a while at No Limit, okay? Don't y'all forget that. Have y'all ever thought about why Keefy D chose to take this so-called hit that he say he was paid through Zip, that Zip basically fucked them and never gave them the money? And the FYI, if y'all don't know this, it was an interview that Faith Evans done several years ago, and someone asked her about little Christopher, and she told them that they had to ask her his goddaddy, and guess who his goddaddy was? Zip. And guess who made him little Christopher goddaddy? Puffy suck dick, whatever, sucking ass. That's just an FYI in case nobody knew that. Now,
what?
Why would they take this to Vegas? Just think about that, y'all. Why would they do this hit at Vegas? And another thing, why would they confront the guy there and not wait until they could have got to the club they was going to, and they could have done whatever they was going to do and do whatever retaliation they was going to do? Why was that an essence for that to happen? Anybody really ever just thought about that? Because that really made no sense. Everybody looking good, smelling good, having fun, and then somebody comes and tell you that there goes somebody that snatched the chain off my neck, that started a reaction that ended up with Suge going to jail? It don't make sense, y'all. So now we got Keefy D and his crew in this, and now we got Zip and the crew that's in this over here. Now Zip and Keefy D and them are proclaimed Crips. They are Crip affiliated, okay? If all of these blood and gangbanger members that's over here, that's blood, that's supposed to be over here at Death Row, Why the fuck Keefe D and them did never confront this situation at Death Row? Why did they have to go to Vegas, y'all? Tupac bodyguard Frank Alexander, the one they call Big Frank, y'all, he was a damn informant, y'all. Yes. And my thing is, he built that relationship with Tupac, and he seen the differences in Tupac as far as him being an artist and a person. He knew Tupac wasn't into that shit. That was the label that he was on, okay? He couldn't help the reputation of the label that he was on. But they said be careful with the company you keep. But this whole time, some of y'all knew that and some of y'all didn't. But Frank Alexander, he was an informant, y'all.